which team would you rather be for the next 3 seasons? The Blazers, the Timberwolves, or the Hawks? Pick one team.
This is a great question.
I'm asking it because I don't know what the answer is myself when I think about it.
I think the simplest way to look at it for me is what player am I most excited about
Mm-hmm.
being involved with or in the business of?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
right now, it's the answer to me is like very obvious. It's Anthony Edwards.
Sure.
And I understand the limitations there that you have with obviously the draft capital out the door, Rudy Gobert in the door. But what you can do is get a little creative, see what you can get, obviously, eventually with Karl Anthony Towns. I would not necessarily scramble to trade him this summer. But eventually I think that like I would be kind of shocked if Karl Anthony Towns spent the rest of his career with the Minnesota Timberwolves. That just doesn't
Mm-hmm.
seem likely.
Yep.
But Ant is someone who I'd be super pumped about because he just has like top 10 MVP candidate like vibes about him, the skill
Yep.
set. That I honestly was most blown away by his like on ball defense from like the last few weeks of the season into the first round, into the like in the play-in. um he just brings it on that end. Like what he did to, I think it was the last game of the regular season, I want to say, a game they won despite Rudy punching Kyle Anderson, when he like locked down Brandon Ingram.
Yes.
It was like an incredible display because
Yep.
Brandon Ingram was like playing like one of the best players in the world at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Uh so I love everything about Ant's game. So I'd probably pick them. I'm like, you know, the Blazers could get Victor Wembanyama in the
Yeah.
lottery, and
That might change
then
a few things. Yeah. Yeah.
that would entirely change this conversation big time. You trade Dame, you get a ton back for him, and you just start over, and that's fun, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you don't trade Dame, I don't know, and then you just like win the championship this season because Victor
Yep.
Wembanyama is like a top 10 player right away. I don't know. The Hawks are just kind of like a total mess. I'm the last person who's like a Trae Young believer, I think, who covers
Yeah.
the NBA, but
Mm-hmm.
even I starting to have my doubts there with how you can win at the highest levels consistently with him on your roster playing big minutes. And I think he's truly special offensively, but like the fact that they also don't have the draft capital right now going forward because of the DeJounte Murray trade, which you can't
Right.
undo.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought DeAndre Hunter was going to be a lot better and more advanced offensively than he is, and it just
Mm-hmm.
hasn't happened. So I like their young core. I like Jalen Johnson. I like Okongwu a lot. I think he
Yeah.
could be their starting center next season. Who knows?
Yep.
We'll see. But fundamentally, I just like riding with Ant, I think, for a question like this.